F San Francisco. Now go. F San Francisco. Go.
Fire me up.
James.
So
Let's
here's
put
the
some
thing.
context behind that very bold statement, okay?
He meant San Fernando, I believe.
No, because she lives.
Hey, that's
That's
too
where she
close to where
lives.
I live now. Come on.
I know, which is horrible because I think it's great there. So I don't know why anyone would say that.
So here's the thing. I lived in San Francisco 16 years. So I have every right. I pay taxes there. I raised children there. I can say whatever I want about San Francisco because I lived there and I was there.
Well, you're not a native like some. So I mean, you know.
Los Angelian down here. Los Angelian native.
Yes.
And sure, her too. And her too. Down here.
Yeah. LA.
Yes. But no, Bay Area is fun.
Born and raised.
So, folks, we have Anthony Tupasi here, friend and collaborator of JLJ Media. We have a Christmas song out together called He Comes Down the Chimney. You can check that out.
He comes down the chimney. Yes.
Yes. And but he's in San Francisco right now. He divides his time, Melissa, back and forth. He thinks he's fancy.
Well, I don't think so.
No, it's the opposite.
Okay.
It's the opposite.
There was Anthony, did you detect a little hint of maybe a little jealousy, maybe a little something going on there? I don't know.
Well, not everyone can be in San Francisco or LA, back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds pretty wonderful to me.
They're both lovely places to be. I can't,
Yes.
I just want to say, guys, I'm honored to be on this show because I was listening it before bed last night and listening you guys talk about Ted Lasso, which is one of my favorite shows ever. Yeah.
Love Ted Lasso.
You don't like Ted Lasso. I don't. That's what's wrong with you? That's the question.
Well,
I mean, even when the show was really depressing, I still walked away feeling good about my watch. I don't know how they did that.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of magic there. So yeah.
Completely.
Well, we want to know about your little setup there. What is your setup going on there? We kind of were intrigued.
So this is it is an outdoor chair, but
I love it
because I'm at my wife's family's house and they had this wonderful chair, but it was under wraps because it's cold and foggy in San Francisco, and so they were like, it was just under a cover. So they said, I want to use this. So they just brought it inside, and it looks like it's outside, but I'm very close to being outside. But we're just
Oh, you're not outside?
No, I would be freezing if I was.
No, that's my fault. But hello, I remember those days. I'm just saying. So, are you in a sunroom or something?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. A sunroom, of course. You're making me sound so. I got my. He has to have tea. He travels back and forth in his sunroom. This sounds way more plush.
Ritzy titsy. Yes, I would. No, but I mean, are you you're in South San Francisco or like you're in Sonic? I'm trying to get San Francisco proper. We don't have those kind of things in the city.
We're in the Richmond district, which is close to the beach and the Presidio and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so that makes sense why you have that. I'm like, look at you, look like you're sitting outside.
Hello.
You're
like, there it is. Oh, I like that, Anthony.
Welcome to Seattle and Tattoo. Attend to our guest,
Attend to our guest.
Yeah.
So welcome to our show.
Thank you.
We're just chit chatting. This is what we do. Then when we have our coffee, you have a tea. But you're a tea person, which he made tea for me. My house.
I did.
The
first time we ever met, I made tea for James. It was a very special moment.
Did you like the tea, James?
Yeah, it was good. Actually, it was really good. It was really. I like tea. I
love tea.
I have to have coffee in the morning though.
I do too. Yeah. I'm sorry, the tea just does not give me that kick that I so desperately need at my age to get up and do business.
Drink tea, but when I do, I so desperately need my age.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
If I could main Anthony, I would. Just caffeine. Give it just.
Well, I'm quite well versed in that subject. There are teas that hit you with some serious caffeine. I think what happens, a lot of people say tea. This is kind of like champagne argument. People say everything champagne, but it's only from the Champagne region. I've noticed in my tea experience that a lot of people say everything with hot water and leaves is tea, which it's not. Like, it's true. This is not. I know it comes off as a snobby thing, but like chrysanthemum tea and mint tea, that's not tea. That's just herbal. That's called tisane. Actual tea is made from one specific leaf. But there are teas, Melissa, that if you want a punch of serious caffeine, I'd be more than happy to send it your way.
Oh,
That
yes.
is wow. Without
I couldn't have answered
without
more
the
quickly,
drop off.
Anthony. Yes,
He's like,
please.
yes.
Yes. We love tea. I do tea by kettle. I'll do the steam tea where you have the pot with the I don't know, with the loose leaf tea. Love that because you can really you can get a lighter flavor or a heavier flavor depending just how long you steep it. I mean, it's just tea is a thing. Tea is an experience.
Yeah. Well, look, I love this talk. This could be a whole 5-hour episode. Yeah.
Well, tea saved.
Keep going.
Well, tea saved my life when I had Bell's palsy. I did a lot of teas. I couldn't use straws, right? So I certainly didn't like drink, but I used teas to calm me down. I did a lot of teas. I did a lot of chamomile, lavender teas to calm me down because I was hyped up and just whatever. My face was paralyzed and stuff. So, but I always say tea helped save my life, help calm me down. Going the holistic route. He's like, look.
Oh, it is. No, it's great. I love this. I mean, like I said, you're gonna open a giant pail of info. I mean, I will not stop. But I mean, one of the cool things about, and I'm not against coffee because pretty much everyone around me drinks coffee, is that it's the crash, right? I just found this out that can be some teas that has some really, really big caffeine, but the difference is that it contains L-theanine, which will help kind of not crash so hard, so you will get this burst of energy, but it won't fall off the map really fast. So
I have found, Anthony, that if you just keep drinking,
okay, that's true.
Yeah, I like that altogether.
Yeah, never get into that zone.
Never let it happen. But it is a physical crash. I'm addicted because if I step away from it, the headaches, there is a withdrawal from caffeine.
I have the same thing with tea, actually. I know exactly what you mean. I do. Yeah. It's funny. I know what you're talking about because I'll get up and I'll be like, maybe I won't have access to it or have the time for it. And I'll get this like thing in the back of my neck. It gets tense and I start to feel it in the side of my head. Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly. And then I drink, and it's like the second I drink something, it's like, ooh. Oh, there's that. Yeah. That's a whole difference.
I've been mastering the early rise when you don't want to rise for years, being in a business. There are just some things you have to do. So I got some tricks too. So we'll talk.
Yeah.
Good. Well, your setup, I like your setup does look like business. I look like I'm on some tropical island, but yours is business. I love it.
Mine is definitely business setup, but my fun poster is my cookies are for closers poster from Boss Baby that you can't see in the shot because it's sitting in front of me. And I look at that every day for inspiration because I'm in love with Boss Baby.
Gotcha. I love it.
A little bit of read into my personality. I come off kind of mature and serious, but there are
we back in the day we partied together, so I know stuff too. And so yes, luckily there's no this is before social
media. Thank goodness, James.
We've known each other over 20 years, so a long time. So yeah.
Well, there's so many people and this generation, the old generation is like, I'm so glad we didn't have social media back then. I hear this so often. And I was talking to a friend from like middle school and she's like, whew, the things that we wore in the 90s. Gosh, I'm just glad there was no social media.
Yes, there's a lot of stuff.
I said, but you got me, and I'll definitely post those things now. So,
no, I stopped drinking coffee for 6 years, but getting off of coffee was like getting off of heroin. It was like the worst. I got stoned. I was like, where's the crack? And then I started drinking. See, the problem when I started drinking, I missed the taste. I like taste of coffee. I like different coffee tastes. And I started drinking decaf. And there's some bold decafs, but they don't wake you up. but you taste the coffee. And I was like, oh, I like the taste. And then I was like, I have a half calf, and now I had that one little half calf, and it was like, I'm back in, bitches. I mean, I was in it. I was like, back in, and that was it. And I refuse. I'm not giving it up. Screw it.
Yeah.
That's my one vice. That's really my one vice. I mean, I don't do anything else crazy. I mean, that's the only thing I do. I drink 1, maybe 2 cups a day, and that's it. I don't drink a lot of cups. So that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drink.
I bet when you said I just felt like when I didn't see Melissa's face when you said I couldn't drink coffee for a while, but I just felt the
it was like this.
Whoa!
Well,
I'm sorry.
I
How
gave
does
up
that work?
coffee, and I gave up meat for a while. I didn't go vegetarian. I gave up red meat for a while.
Wow.
And it was fun with red meat. I didn't miss it as much because I'm a pescatarian mostly, so I do a lot of seafood, and I still had pork, and I still had because that's the other white meat. And then I had chicken and stuff. But now I like an occasional some beef every once in a while. I like that every once in a while. I don't eat a lot of it, but I like a good steak. I haven't had a good steak in a long time, but I like a good steak. She's like,
Well, you come over to my house and I will fry you up or smoke you on the Traeger a delicious ribeye bone in.
Whoa!
It'll make you very happy.
There you go.
You won't give up red meat then.
No, you won't.
I feel like that. I feel like that's the key when you want like to have really, really good of something. You say, I just stopped eating that. It just wasn't for me. And then always someone pokes and he goes, you know what? Then you haven't tried this.
Right.
Like I just want to do that for anything, right? You just feel like, gosh, I just don't like champagne. Well, you've never tried this. Let me bring out my best. I'm like, okay. Oh, I guess I'll have to do it then.
Yes, exactly. I don't.
See, you got offered steak.
I just got offered steak. I'm like, but no, I do eat it now. I mean, I just don't eat it as often. I didn't grow up eating steak like all the time. We weren't a meat potatoes family, so we didn't have that. So, but I know like my cousins in the Midwest, they were meat potatoes. Everything was meat based. You kill it, you ate it. I mean, like that whole kind of thing. So they were eating elk and venison, and when I go visit them as a kid, that's the first time I had all these meats. I'm like, what is this? And why is it game? Why does it fight me as I eat it? And I think, that's venison. I had bison way before everybody else was eating it. Now people are eating that stuff now. I mean, now they're like, oh, bison's great.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid going to visit my cousins, and they were eating this stuff 30, 40 years ago. They did. I mean, that's certain parts. I had elk jerky. I remember the first time, and I was like, elk jerky, it was crazy. So yeah. So I mean, but I've never been hunting. But I know about the hunt from my agriculture days and all the hunting stuff. But very cool. Going to North Dakota was very cool. Going to Bismarck, where everything was hunting based up there. I had all kinds.
But you are North Dakota?
Yeah.
Wow, it's always a new chapter that's unfolded. Like in these North Dakota, eating venison.
Like, what? I know. Okay. I was the only black person for miles around. It was crazy, but they were so much fun. I mean, I've been to Seattle and stuff. I've been to the Grand Canyon, wrong place. The Niagara Falls on one end. I've been to Seattle, so I guess I've been to the northern top, but it seemed really north going to Bismarck. It's like Canada was right there, and it was so cold. It was like snow everywhere. It felt very north to me of the country.
Yeah.
One place I felt like I'm like, where am I? Like, what am I doing here? And it's just very flat. There's just nothing there. Yeah. It's just miles and miles and miles, and Fargo's this direction, and this one's on this way, and that's all that's going on. And the minister was me and Nick. We used to go there for the conferences, and we just be that's two weirdos in Bismarck, North Dakota. They loved us. Oh, they loved us. I never had a problem. I had long blonde hair one time. They didn't care. They're like, the boys from California are here. I'm like, yeah, we're here.
That's right.
They didn't care.
Right.
So a lot of times people, I always thought that it's if you have a great personality, a lot of times they don't care. But they had good coffee up there too. Good. Nice strong coffee.
There's a selling point.
I was
she's like, I'm sorry. I was like, let's just go. So wait, where? Let me.
Where's this?
We're strong coffee.
But But Anthony, you are very much a tea connoisseur. You go to places like he does these things online, but you're very much a tea person.
Yeah, the story is, I think, well, I know the story really is. I went to the Japanese tea garden with my mom in San Francisco, and I'm not, I wasn't like from the age I was like, oh, I love tea. And I think I associate tea with good things. And so my mom would take me to the Japanese tea garden and she'd order the whole, like the Japanese rice crackers. And this wasn't fancy tea. This is just like a tea in a, Japanese green tea bag in a pot. But, you're out in the garden in Golden Gate Park and this experience. And then I kind of associated that with, those kind of times with people. Because tea is great on its own. We can go all about that. But I think the thing I love about it is that it's this time to like, number one, connect with other people, because I usually like to share and have tea with someone else. And also just this time to stop and not do things. Like most people don't get tea if you're just kind of sloshing some leaves or a tea bag in hot water and then just heading out, like, on the go. I love the whole, I'd gone to an acupuncturist and he said to me, like, he says, you like tea, but I think you like the ritual part of it. I think you like the part of just, this sitting down, doing it this way. You do the whole process and you like sharing this with people and having this moment of like, because when you have tea, you talk about people with, their, what's going on in their life, kind of like what we're doing now, and then on the top, you taste it and you kind of compare notes, almost like that kind of wine tasting sort of thing. But, and it can go for a long, long, long time. I've been there for hours just sitting down with somebody analyzing like the smell of the leaves when it's dry, when it's wet, how it opens, the tannins, the oils, and then on top of that, you're talking about life things too. So I love the whole process of tea, and it's always interesting to me how when you always think of like philosophers or people who are deep thinkers or something, there's always a common thing. There's always nature is involved somehow, right? Like they're in nature or they're a recluse, they're in some place for a long time. Tea is usually involved, or meditation, or those things. This is just not just in Asian culture, but just in general. Philosophers over time have always kind of, and tea seems to come up or some sort of moment when they're in this space. So, yeah, I love everything about tea. I mean, and the great thing about it, it always changes. It's always like you can get a tea from one year and the same tea the next year, but because of the way it's the cold, the climate, how much water it gets a year, it will change the taste completely. So you never really master the art or knowledge of tea because it constantly changes, and it's just a fun, fun journey if you're into it.
Sign me up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm mesmerized. Like,
yeah.
When you're in LA, please have us come and we will sit and we will absolutely love and enjoy tea with Anthony, because you've made it I'm sold, like literally. And then you brought in the wine comparison. So
yeah. There's this thing that they talk about getting tea drunk, and I just recently learned about this, and I was like, but how do you get drunk off tea? But it's just the idea of kind of like the caffeine buzz. So you just kind of get kind of, it's kind of, instead of going down and like woo, but you're more like, oh, I'm like, well, so you get this.
So perhaps Anthony served that tea when James and I come for our visit. I'm inviting myself. I hope you don't think that's too forward, but I'm sold. I mean, the way you spoke about having tea sounds amazing to me. I want that experience now. Yeah,
I'd be more too. I love that idea. I mean, this is. I think wars can be solved by tea. I mean, wars have been started by tea, but
yes.
Well, no, but I mean that's kind of the thing. Like it's funny because in the American culture, we just kind of don't get it. But like, people, why you drink tea? Like it's this thing, and it's like, dude, the rest of the world drinks tea. If it was like Russia English, or in South America, I mean, it's just and another thing too. I just clear this up. People all kind of think of as tea as English. Oh, it's so not. They're the stealers of tea, but everyone else really honored tea. But that's
I got to bring on my English friend on here at the same time.
Yeah,
to let him and her and Anthony battle it
out.
I
would love, James. I would love the debate, cream or no cream, when it comes to tea.
There you go.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, yeah, this is a future show for sure.
Yes, a tea show. Well, change it to tea and conversation with James, Melissa, and Anthony.
Anthony.
Nobody. Well, we have to end the show. And that's I know it goes by so fast. So Anthony, you have to come back. You have to come back to the show.
Please, Anthony, come back and talk with us some more.
I would love to. This is really fun. It's a good way to start the morning. So thank you, guys.
That's what we do. And this is Coffee and Conversation with James and
Melissa.
And we are here on Mondays. That's what we do. We're back. We're back with a vengeance. No, we're back to talk to you. Conversations here on JLJ Media on YouTube or on any audio streaming platform service. That's a long way to say that. Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever the F you find your podcasts. We love you guys. Thank you.